So I have been MIA for a while in combination of just haven't really been having too much fun playing the game right now, and also because I have busy with some real life stuff. It's been a while, but I am finally back with another video. Today we're gonna be playing more Sword because my favorite class. It's only the only class I really feel like playing right now. So yeah, of course I'm not just gonna play Enhanced Sword this time, so we are gonna be playing Evo Sword instead. So let's look at the decks we're playing for today first. So this is the list we're playing for today. You can see it's a bit of a hybrid between like Evo list with Enhanced list. We have some of the Enhanced classics. It's just the best like sort of mid-range shell that Evo Sword has right now, or like Sword in general has right now. We could run the usual stuff like rally pieces, but I feel like the Enhanced stuff just gives you a bit more power to close out games without having to rely on your board sticking as much. So that's how we are running that. Also helps your board stick more, which is sort of the goal of this deck. So yeah, that is why we're running the Enhanced package here. Other than the Enhanced package though, we are running some Evo pieces. We have Seofon here, of course, the star of the show for Evo Sword. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but Sword just doesn't have a lot of Skybound art cards to work with, so this is our main payoff here. We're also running the Magus combo. Magus combos very well with Seofon. It also helps a little bit against aggressive decks, which otherwise Enhanced Sword isn't super good against, but you know, that's something I guess. We're only running one Albert because there is no space. We're also not running Seofon because again there is no space, and this deck is pretty bad evolving followers. It just doesn't evolve fast enough. All your main free evos are like very late game stuff, so I don't really feel like Seofon is that good in this deck. And then we have Gildara as well. Majestic Conquest surprisingly gets you rally pretty fast. Noelle is also very good for rally because it gives you a lot of rally without having to spend an Evo point for it, which helps activating Gildara more. You don't want to spend too much time playing Gildara, so we only run 2 copies though. So yeah, we're just running some Evo stuff. This is generally just worse than Enhanced Sword I felt from playing it, but you know, I like Seofon, I like being able to hit Evo followers, and getting to vomit out boards more than Enhanced Sword does is pretty fun. So yeah, this is the list we're playing for today. Let's look at some games. So the first game I have for you is against Sword, probably gonna be Enhanced Sword unlike us. For this video I tried to pick out games where like the Enhanced package actually sort of does something cool. Because usually, I mean, with this deck you can just win off the Enhanced cards. It's not necessary to tap into your Evo synergy. So yeah, that's the idea, I guess. So for Mulligan, it's pretty similar. It's pretty much the same as Enhanced Sword. We want to spend our early game activating it in Metra. It's not like we can evolve in the early game anyway, so we just focus on in Metra in the early game. Go ahead and drop Luria here just to contest board a bit. We can go ahead and use Ruthless Elfsword to start getting some enhance going as well as drawing into our deck. Our opponent does have Majestic Conquest. Unfortunately, we do not have our own copy, but we just top deck it. But in this case, we don't really want to play it now. We sort of want to put pressure on board here. We just go with the Knights. Unlike regular regular Enhanced Sword, we do have Gildara to answer wide board, so that's interesting advantage we might be able to make use of at some point, I suppose. But now we just go ahead and play another Majestic, Serenity. We just Evo Phase here just to put a bit of pressure. I don't really think this Evo is gonna do much in the long run, but I mean it helps put a bit of pressure on the board here since they're pretty wide right now. And for now, with their Loyal Guard is able to get rid of a few followers here, which is fine. We take this opportunity to set up our own Majestic Conquest since we have free time to, and then we can go ahead and use Depths of the Elfsword as well to activate in Metra's 5 Faith effect. And we just go ahead and trade our followers and then poke them in the face. There is an argument for trading a Knight instead of the Fearless Soldier there, but I think chipping damage is more important, so that's why I went with. My opponent extends their Crest for Majestic Conquest as well as drop a Metra of their own, but thankfully because of how long I delayed playing my own copy of Majestic Conquest, we can see we're actually still ahead of them in terms of Majestic Conquest. The real battle for Sword is whose Majestic Conquest runs out first, so we are sort of ahead in that front, so that's pretty good for us. Just go ahead and set out a pretty nasty board while going wide. Against Sword, if you go for 4 or wider, it makes it a bit harder to play Lord Noel. I mean, they could play Lord Noel and go face with the Storm, but then they have to spend that extra Evo point and they have to spend a lot of trading, which I don't think they want to do, so it's a nice little trick, I guess. My opponent is going to set a nasty board of their own here with their Knights. Lord Noel clears this, but fortunately we pick up Yid Metra here, so we can actually use Gildara to clear this. So we go ahead and evolve our Gildara here. And we can use Yid Metra to fully clear this board while setting out a board of our own. So pretty nice use of Gildara here, I guess. Opposing important to keep track. We've played 2 Yid Metras, we still have 1, so we still have the opportunity to go for a second stack of the Faith if we want to, I suppose. Opponent is spending their turn here, sort of drawing to the deck with their glittering golds. And they will trade to clear my Gildara, which is fine. We give out a turn for setup, I guess. Go ahead and play Amelia here just to draw into our deck. The idea is to put up a reasonably scary board to stop this discourage them from going Albert here. They could go Albert here, but then they either have to trade or they leave Amelia. I mean, they either trade or they leave Amelia alive at 12, which is both bad for them. So yeah, we just try to discourage them from going Albert here is the goal. And they go for Golden Knight instead, which is pretty good for us. We want to get rid of their board clear options. We technically have more than them since we do have one more copy of Gildara, and plus Seofon in the late game for clearing board is also an option. So we sort of want to drag out the game more and drag it out to the point where it's just a battle who has the better board clears, because that's the only place, I guess, in which we are actually better against them. Yeah, for now we'll just go ahead and activate in Metra's second round. We have a decent amount of board clear here with Gildara, Heartless Strategist, Golden Knight, and Seofon in hand, so we are sort of fine spending the last Evo point here, even though it is a bit risky. But now we'll go with their Lord Noel here. Got a pretty strong board from them. Go for Golden Knight here just to clear it while setting up a big follower on board, I guess. Go ahead and use Depths of the Evo Sword here as well to buff it even more. We're sort of looking to get to a Super Skymount RF Seofon at this point, so that is what we're considering, I guess, at this point. One drops another Lord Noel, so they are sinking quite a lot of their resources for summoning board, so that's good for us. In this case, their board is fairly weak, so we take the opportunity to go for a Gildara clear here instead of sinking most of our bigger resources. I misplay here because I was initially planning to save Rose, but I decided to play her instead. So yeah, I should have just played Rose and that would have allowed me to keep a Steelclad Knight. So a bit of a misplay on my part, but it's fine. And then we'll keep drawing to that glittering gold, which is fine. They will use more damage. I guess they want to keep a follower on board here just to threaten me a bit. If we got Majestic Conquest here, honestly going Majestic Conquest, Heartless Strategist probably would have been fine as well, but I decided to apply a little bit of pressure here with Amelia plus Zeta Bay. Plus, we need to sort of draw more cards, so that's why I went Amelia here. But now we'll use Amelia as their own as well as Heartless Strategist, and with the power of their Majestic Conquest here, they will be able to go very wide here. And with Depths of the Evo Sword as well, they are able to make a fairly strong board here. Go ahead and use Heartless Strategist to clear this, as well as our Fearless Soldier. And then with the power of a Seofon Super Skybound Art, we can actually clear this board while maintaining a strong board of our own thanks to Super Evolve. We can do that. Opponent uses their second Golden Knight, which usually people only run 2 copies, which allows them to not, well, it fails to clear our board because a combination of enhance 2 stacks of Yid Metra's effect plus a Seofon Super Evo is a bit much. Pop that Albert here so we can finish them all with that. Noel would have been lethal anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's it for this game. Next here is against Abyss. I wasn't super high on the ladder when I recorded this game, I think, so I believe this ends up being Evo instead of Milteo. I think Milteo is definitely the more threatening deck, but I think this ends up being Evo, so we work off that assumption. Well, normally I assume it's Milteo otherwise, because I think Milteo is easily the more threatening deck, so yeah, we'll go ahead and drop Lyria here, this contest board. My opponent goes for double wing Servants, which is a bit annoying, but you know, it's fine, I guess. We take quite a bit of damage here by going Majestic Conquest instead, but I feel like being able to get the 2/2s will help me clear their board much better in the long run, so that is what I go for. My opponent is gonna go for a Bibati here, which is very annoying that their Bibati evolves on turn 3, which is kind of insane, but you know, it's fine, we do our best here. Go ahead and go for it, Metra to clear the Bibati with Depths of the Elsword here. We're also getting our enhanced count up, which is pretty good for us. But then we'll use Depths of the Outside to draw, and I guess they ran out of Bibati. They could have traded both and played Bibati, but I guess they wanted to get the chip damage to my face instead, which I guess makes sense. So they go ahead and manually evolve Bibati here, and then they just poke me in the face with their bats. So go ahead and play Rose here, pick up the Metra, then we just go ahead and clear a few followers here. We save the Metra for next turn. We could have won Metra here, but I think it's best to save the Metra, especially in case we top deck Metra again. On the off chance we top deck Metra here, we will no longer have the ability to clear. I mean, if we top deck Metra here, we no longer have the ability to activate Metra next turn if we play the Metra now, so that's why I'm saving it. Second reason is because Abyss tends to leave their board empty, and in order to go Rose Metra to activate it, I need a target for Depths of the Elsword, which Abyss doesn't always give me, so doing it this way just keeps it safe, since we can go for Metra into Heartless Strategist plus Fearless Soldier Enhance to make sure that we have the ability to activate Metra's Faith next turn, so that is what we do. As you can see, my opponent does in fact leave their board empty here. Order is important. We play Metra first and then Heartless Strategist. If we play Heartless Strategist and Fearless Soldier first, we wouldn't have board space to play Metra, so that's why we do it that way. And we just evolve Metra to activate the Enhance effect. I mean, yeah, the Enhance effect, I guess. Enhancing my Enhance effects. I think at this point I was still operating under the possibility that it could steal a Milteo, but once I saw this turn, I was like, okay, this is Evo Sword. I mean, this is Evo Abyss, so yeah, that's what we're working with now, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and clear my board while setting out a decent one of their own. And go ahead and now that we know that it's not Milteo, we want to pressure them on board as well, so we go ahead and evolve Dara here. And we play Depths of the Elsword to sell a sizable board. By doing this, we buff these Steelclad Knights to 3/3, which helps us play around Fediel, so that is the idea here. But now we'll go ahead and use their last Bibati. Is fine. They'll use Grand Angita as well. Grand Angita, Manual, Evo. Clear my board. They leave a bunch of followers alive though, which is very good for me. I'm pretty sure I didn't have lethal here. If you find lethal in this spot, you are welcome to comment it, but I'm pretty sure it didn't exist. So we go for Amelia here. The reason why we do that is because having these followers with barrier is very hard for them to clear, because they don't have a lot of hard removal. Their best removal is Fediel, but by buffing them above 2, we sort of play around it, and barrier makes it hard for them to chip them down low enough for Fediel's and alternative effect to clear them. So that is the idea. I'm pretty sure they could clear one more follower if they traded better there, but I guess they didn't for some reason, which is fine. I think I ended up having lethal this turn because they did it this way. Oh no, I didn't have lethal, but okay, I guess I should explain why I did this turn. If you look at the number of followers they have evolved, it's 11. There's like a very good chance that their Belial effect is active, and once Belial is effective, we are on the clock. And we don't want to be on the clock in this deck because we only have one copy of Albert, so we don't have good ways to close out the game very well. So we want to convert as many of our hand cards into damage as possible, and the only opportunity I'll probably have to convert my Seofon into damage is this turn by evolving these 2 followers. So yeah, we go for Rose and Hans plus the Seofon, chip them down as low as possible with the logic that, well, first of all, we put them within range of Noelle next time if they don't heal. Even if they do manage to heal, we can chip them down as much as possible so we can hopefully look for a lethal with a top deck Albert or the Zeta Bay, and we can just keep pressuring them. So yeah, that is why we do it. Basically, the idea is to convert Seofon into damage here while we know we can. Endless the Belial, as we expected. And you can see the Crest is active as we also expected. There was Super Evolved Belial, which is fine because as long as they don't heal, they are within Lord Noelle range. So yeah, that's it for this game. We just go ahead and use Lord Noelle to finish them off. The main idea, I guess, is just converting cards to damage instead of saving them for bigger value. Our last game here is against Haven. If it's Crest variants, the Evo package actually makes the matchup much worse because we lose a lot of lethality. And dragging the game out isn't great because they have a lot of hard removal with stuff like Chalice. So, I mean not Chalice, Unholy Vessel is the card. So that is what we're working with for this matchup. So we're going to just drop Ymetra here, very standard play. We have Rose to guarantee another copy anyway. Opponent drops the Luminous Sensor, which tells us this is going to be pure Crest. I'm pretty sure only pure Crest plays this card, so yeah. A classic Crest play, I guess, dropping Grimnir here is fine. What we want to do here for our turn is to make it very hard for them to play Marwyn, so we go wide here with a bunch of followers. This guarantees that 4 damage. Well, it guarantees that at least 3 damage on board lives if they go Marwyn here, which is what we want to do. We managed to get them to play Blinding Faith, which is good because then we delay Marwyn by 1 turn. Of course they can play Marwyn here, but there's the off chance they also went Marwyn into Wilbert Evo, so we sort of want to delay them Marwyn by going wide. It advances our win con when we went wide there anyway, so it's not really a tempo loss for us, so that's fine. Anyway, thanks to our setup, we are ready to activate Ymetra this turn. Go ahead and use Depths of the Elsword here on the Marwyn, and then we use Rose to clear the Marwyn so that our board is as healthy as possible. Of course, most of our board dies to Grimnir's Crest, but you know, that's fine. There's Supplicant of Repose here. My opponent will get their 4th Crest and they're gonna Super Evolve the Supplicant. And drop Encroach World here, which is interesting. We already have 1 copy of Golden Knight in our hand, so we just have to try to get the other one. The main targets for them to steal they are actually threatening is mainly Golden Knight, and the other one is, what's it called? Lord Noelle, so those are the cards to watch out for, I guess. Thankfully their hand is also quite low because of that. They're gonna go ahead and use Shine Disenchantment to clear and heal, which is a bit annoying, but it's fine. We hit them with a Blast for the Past here with Amelia Magus. A lot of decks, I think right now, don't clear this super well. They have like one specific answer for most decks, if at all. Against the Mirror specifically, this board is like basically unclearable, which is quite funny. But my opponent has the Unholy Vessel here, which is a bit unfortunate, so they will be able to clear my board here. Take a bunch of damage from Marwyn's Crest, which is not great. So we go ahead and hit them with the second round here with the Amelia Mage. Once again, very surely we don't have a second one, is what I thought as I made this play. Also plays around Golden Knight very well because Golden Knight can't clear this Amelia. My opponent will go ahead and use Fate of the World to clear it, but they will leave 3 followers alive, which is good for me. We'll of course take this opportunity to make use of our Seofon here and convert it into damage. And then for 15... this also makes sure we don't die to Albert, which is pretty good. We sort of do have to take care of that. Even though there's only 1 copy of Albert, it's like a non-zero chance they draw it. We do manage to clear my board here, which is a bit unfortunate, but you know. Fine. So we'll go ahead and go for the Lord Noelle here. Use Ruthless Elsword to draw. And then we can use Depths of the Elsword to buff my board. I do die to Albert here, but like... honestly, there's not really much I can do to play around it. If I die to Albert, I die to Albert. I have 1 copy in the deck. I'm pretty sure when I was playing this game, I just assumed they wouldn't have Albert since I only run 1 copy of it in my deck. And surely they're not gonna get the 1 copy off of me. And my opponent will use their last Super Evo point. So at this point, I've run out of the Albert range, which is very nice. Go ahead, play Lyria here. We want to draw our last Golden Knight so that they can't steal it from us anymore. And we can use Lord Noel here as well, just to keep pressuring them on board to just try and drain their resources. Heal out of Albert range as well, so that's cute, I guess. Then we'll draw another Scripture of Salvation here, which they will use to draw into their deck as well as a Clear Mind. And we take a bit of damage from Arwin's Crest. Once again, I want to keep pressuring them on board here, so we go ahead and use Seofon. We've managed to drain a lot of their board clear resources. Golden Knight doesn't clear this very well. Oh, the Golden Knight does clear it thanks to Grimnir, but not very well, I guess is the idea. And plus, I mean, surely they don't have another one, right? We already drew all of the copies from our deck. You can see it does succeed. My opponent is unable to answer this board properly, so we can just kill them. I think I played a bit extra here just because I didn't count properly and I thought I didn't have lethal without doing all this, but I just have lethal here, so that's it for this game. Those are the games I have for you today. Hopefully it gave you some idea of how the Evo package sort of works in this deck. It just makes it worse, honestly. There's no reason to play this deck unless you just like Seofon and like the Evo package, which is why I'm playing it. Or if you're just bored of standard enhanced sword, which is also understandable. This is more or less your last chance to play this deck because a lot of the key cards get rotated out. Luminous Magus is gone, Amelia is gone, Albert is gone, so yeah, this deck gets super gutted by rotation, but we shall see what Side Games gives us to work with next expansion in replacement, I guess. But yeah, that's the decklist we're playing for today. I will be busy for a little while longer, but hopefully I'll be more active after that. But we shall see, we shall see. So yeah, that's it for today. See you next time. Bye bye.